Well, hello and welcome back. It's been a while since I've done a night video, but here goes. Just a warning on this video too. I'm kind of all over the place on this one. There seems to be no connections anywhere, so here goes. I have three lines that I enjoy. Hello, I must be going. Number two is knowledge is evil. Both grow on the same tree, and culture is provided one periodically proclaim the vanity of its purposes and the limits of its power. And number three, I don't understand what you're saying, so you must be an idiot. And according to Philip Lope, anyone who recommends attention to the moment as a prescription for grateful wonder is telling only half the truth. To be happy, one must pay attention, but to be unhappy, one must also have paid attention. And I've come up with a rather ambitious idea. I would like to gather some of the finest neurologists or brain specialists that could initiate research on women's brain cells to see if they could find out what makes them nag us all the time. Yes, I admit it. Men are not perfect, and we're just doing the best we can, or maybe not doing the best we can, which evidently isn't good enough. On my average day, it doesn't matter what I do correctly. The only thing that matters is the things I overlooked, the mistakes I made, or something that I forgot. You can't win, but I'm only kidding, of course. I'm making it seem worse than it is, and I've actually gotten used to it. And wives do keep husbands on their toes. Perhaps the best times in your life are either when you have absolutely nothing to do and or nothing on your mind, so you become free from any attachments in the fast-paced world of obligations, necessities, and responsibilities. Or when you are with family and or good friends and just sitting around bullshitting since, and I quote, there's very few people that can bullshit like I can. In both cases, you're absolutely free and your mind becomes a sieve or an open book waiting for the next concept or memory to pop up. And this aura is captivating, releasing endorphins and creating a state of ecstasy, at least for me. The brain is firing on all cylinders and sometimes struggles to keep up with your runaway thoughts and perceptions. These are some of the best times you could have, at least that's the way I see it. And as Roland Barthes claims, it is kind of a homeopathy. Doubts about the church and doubts about the army are cured by the very evils of the church and the army. And now I have 15 quotes from W.C. Fields, and I want to make sure I keep this thing out of my forehead here. From one of my favorite all-time entertainers, and looking ahead, I will probably have a few more of them, as he has quite a few classic quotes. So here goes. Number one, women are like elephants. I like to look at them, but I wouldn't want to be one. Wouldn't want to own one, I'm sorry. Number two, marriage is like a hot bath. After a while, it's not so hot. Number three, I was in love with a beautiful woman once. She drove me to drink, and that's the one thing I'm indebted to her for. Number four, I am free of all prejudices. I hate everyone equally. Number five, I drink, therefore I am. Number six, if you can't dazzle them with brilliance, baffle them with bullshit. And you're probably wondering why I do this, but that's what he did. Number seven, start every day with a smile and get it over with. Number eight, if at first you don't succeed, try again, then quit. No use being a damn fool about it. Number nine, I never hold a grudge. As soon as I get even with the son of a bitch, I forget it. Number 10, reality is an illusion that occurs due to the lack of alcohol. Speaking of alcohol, never try to impress a woman because if you do, she will expect you to keep up that standard for the rest of your life. And I can certainly relate to that one. Number 12, you can't trust water. Even a stick turns crooked in it. Number 13, horse sense is the thing that a horse has which keeps it from betting on people. Number 14, you can fool some of the people some of the time, and that's enough to make a decent living. And number 15, I don't have to attend every argument that I'm invited to. Now we'll straighten out here. Okay, back to reality. So remember, folks, global warming is the grim reaper, and it's here to stay. If the extreme heat, droughts, and wildfires don't get you, then the severe storms, flooding, landslides, melting glaciers, and rising oceans will. And don't forget the dust, expanding deserts, and issues with farming crops. We need to work together, all of us. And I love these ads that claim that this is a great time to sell your home since it's most likely worth more than you think, which also means that the home you're going to purchase is worth more than you think. So that's an example of the theory of relativity. And if you don't experience anxiety during these times, you're basically not alive. Anxiety is pervasive now, and these daily stress tests are tests that you either win, lose, or draw. And speaking for myself, I tend to play the draw game, or in other terms, I'm flexible. I'm not looking to win. I'd rather bend than break. I just want to survive for another day, and there are plenty of obstacles out there, so be careful. And while having a nice gathering with a cousin, my 95-year-old uncle who looks and acts like he's 50, along with my brother and his wife at a restaurant, since we all live quite a few miles away from each other and rarely get the chance to hook up. And actually, my brother and his wife live in South Carolina. The place was quite busy, and our waitress was an attractive middle-aged woman. So my cousin asked her for her phone number, and she wrote it down as all zeros, which is 10 zeros. And my cousin actually got a kick out of it. And I said to her, I said, "That's a very unique phone number. How the hell did you get that one?" And in the same vein, my wife could not attend as she had major surgery recently, and she currently is in quite a bit of pain, so much so that when she speaks to me, I can barely hear her. And this was right after her surgery, and it's now 2 weeks later. So I told my relatives about the surgery and the state that she's in, and said that for once in my life, I have the upper hand since she's in so much pain. And don't get me wrong, I feel sorry for her, and she means the world to me. But I told them that I'd have to make the most of this since I'm only going to have this upper hand for a very short time. So I don't want to waste it. This is a rare occasion, but I'm glad that she is back home recuperating now. And as her surgery was quite intense, about 4.5 hours, and she was quite incapacitated, but is coming along slowly. It will take her some time to return to normal. And I'm her 24-hour-a-day nurse, and I don't mind at all. It's the least I can do for her. She had it coming in spades. She has worked so hard through the years, and she never backs off, never. She's earned every bit of my help, and I can't do enough for her. And she would do the same for me, I think. And if by chance your wife, girlfriend, or significant other says to you, "You won't understand," just say okay. If you don't say okay or press for more information, you're in for a long haul. And I will end here. And everything in life is either too much or not enough. And we'll see you later.